your entertainment ticket. I'm here with director Gina O'Brien, and she just directed her film, First One In. Gina, do you consider this one of your best screen plays that you wrote? Because you wrote two more that got directed by other film producers.
Yes, it's probably closer to my heart than any other screenplay I've written. You have to really, write what you know. So that's what I did. It's fun. It's a fun little comedy that, it's about tennis, women who play tennis and aren't very good. So that's me.
So you play tennis, you're not that great, huh?
No, I'm not. I'm really curious to hear about you. Do you play still?
I'll tell you the truth. I played tennis for about 8 years. Then I switched to golf. Now I wish I would have stayed with tennis.
Yeah.
Because I'm worse at golf.
Yeah, the swings are a little different.
And it's more exercise too.
Yeah. I mean, you could go back, but it's a frustrating sport when you don't see yourself getting any better. I'm trying. I'm hoping, maybe I should practice a little more, and maybe I'll get to that this fall, because we can play tennis during the pandemic.
Oh yeah, you definitely can.
Yeah.
Indoors and outdoors.
Yeah, you got it.
Now, you consider this film a grown-up Mean Girls film. Why is that?
I think maybe the grown-ups need a little comedy now and then, written for them. As I mentioned, it's a fun little film that if you're in a bad mood, maybe you'll watch it and, maybe it'll change your mood, or if you're in a silly mood, you should definitely watch it.
Oh yeah.
Because, the jokes are pretty bad.
They are. Now also, you are the main character, Maddie. You had her to do an ecological type of thing that people didn't like her when she did it. Why did you add that to the script?
Well, I
thought it was funny. Trust me, I thought it was very funny.
I have to say that, Survivor is one of my guilty pleasures. I do like to watch it. But I wanted to make her have a bad thing that happens in her life that is bad, but also could be a little humorous. And I think it fits with the current day. I mean, she goes on this reality show and accidentally kills an endangered species. So, she's got to come back from that. We wanted her to come back from something that wasn't, something typical.
Right.
So I think we did it.
I never saw that in other films. I thought that was original thinking right there, to have her to do that.
Thank you.
In this film. And also the actress who played Maddie, Kat Foster, I've seen her on some other shows before.
Yeah.
I'm working with her.
She is awesome. She's such a pro, and she knew exactly the character that she was playing. Which is probably pretty tough when you're up against, our Georgia King, who played Bobby, who was, crazy. But Kat, she came in so prepared and just was, she got the humor. She was great. You may have seen her on Weeds or Barry.
Right.
Yeah, I saw her do a scene on Barry that just blew me away. I just thought it was so funny. So
I love that show too.
Yeah, so happy to get her. Yeah.
Now, also, her character, Maddie, she really has some low self-esteem. Do you meet a lot of women like that, or a lot of people like that?
Well, it depends on the day. I definitely, I definitely get like that. It's funny in the tennis world, you can say, oh, we're just doing this for fun. Just playing this game for fun. But when you lose, you kind of feel bad. You feel bad about it. I know that's not her character completely, but we had to have her be down in the dumps so we could
Right.
have her have a comeback. So yeah, I mean, there are, people are figuring out what's going on in the world today. And I mean, I don't know about you, but a lot of the times I'm super depressed. Oh, did I lose you?
Oh, you're back now. Back now.
Okay. Yeah, so I forgot your question.
Oh, well, we was talking about her low self-esteem.
Maddie's being down in the dumps. Yeah.
Today people are trying to find their way, and some people are feeling like that right now.
You got it.
So, all right, let's get back to her best friend, Ollie, which is played by Gina O'Brien. Is that your sister? Are y'all related, anything like that?
No, and you know what? You're the first person who asked me that. I really thought I would get that question a lot. We are not, I mean, who knows what happened in Ireland, but I could be, but not that I'm aware of. It's just coincidence. Oh. But I'll tell you what, she is married to our editor. So there was, it was a kind of a fun, family feeling around set.
That's great. And then she played Ollie, Maddie's best friend, and she came there to help her cheer her up. Is that what you see a lot in people, that they need a good friend to help them out and things like that? That's why you included that type of character in this film?
I thought that, well, first of all, it worked for the story. It was her former tennis partner in high school, and they had a little bit of a falling out. But I think especially when women, hold each other up, it's a beautiful thing. She's a little bit stronger in tennis than Maddie, so there was still this competitive spirit between them. But yeah, I think having a best friend like that, especially an old friend, is one of the greatest gifts.
It sure is. And right now, for myself personally, that's why I'm reaching out to old friends. Because of this pandemic, I can't travel. Well, not that I can't. I don't really want to, unless I really have to do it for business. But I am reaching out to old friends.
It's great. It's fun. I should say I don't really have a social media presence, but I do like to hear what people, from the old neighborhood are doing. So maybe I'll try. We'll see. The problem is there are other people like me, but we can't connect with each other if we're not on social media. So.
Well, also I read in your bio too that you started off as a writer in New York City, and you wrote for some magazines. You got published in the New York Times and things like that. What inspired you to write, to take pen to paper?
Well, I did have this writing career. It wasn't my first career, but it's the one I should have gone for immediately after school. And I fell in love with it. I had a fantastic job in my 20s writing for a weekly travel trade magazine. And, I was able to travel as a young person around the world back then. And I loved it, but then I got married, and had children, and it was really hard to continue the pace of travel. And so then, I also wanted to raise my kids, so I stayed home with them. I started to go a little crazy, so pen to paper once more. I love writing dialogue. I love to hear people's voices, just the way they sound and how they say things. So I don't know, I was drawn to it, and I didn't know anything when I wrote my first screenplay. But thankfully it was produced, and it was directed by a guy named Jeff Lipsky, and it played at Sundance. Yeah. So that was, that definitely gave me confidence to move ahead and keep trying.
Exactly. Now, as you saw, like 2 of your screenplays got produced. Now you're the director. How do you feel about that, being a director? Is it much more work for you, or do you feel more control as a director now?
Yes, and yes. I appreciate so much that those other screenplays were produced. It's just, it's your baby, it's your voice, and you have to, when you give it to a director, you give your material to a director, it's just, no matter how conscientious they are, it just doesn't come out the same as you imagined it. So I thought this story is really close to my heart. Let me see, let me see what I can do. And I think this experience directing will definitely make me a better screenwriter. I'm looking forward to, my next.
Anyway, just one more question. One more question. So anyway, you work with the great Michael Ian Black, and you also work with other actors and things like that. How did you choose the actors for their parts?
I play, as I mentioned, I play in a clinic, and I tried to choose women that were reminiscent of the women I play with. So I also, we had a cast of like 33. So we were still casting, on our first day we were shooting. It was crazy. Small indie film, not so small with 33 cast members, but so I think, our casting director, Christine Cromer, did an amazing job, and she helped, she read the script, she helped give us a really diverse, fun cast. So we lucked out.
Great. And this opens up, when will this film open up?
Tuesday, September 8th.
Oh, okay.
On Amazon Prime, yeah.
I'll put this up, and then I'll do my review. Well, Gina, thank you for taking time with me, Al McGee, at Your Entertainment.
Thank you so much.
I really do appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
And,
thank you.
And I before I got interrupted, I just wanted to say I interviewed Quentin Tarantino, and he said the same thing as you said. When you get someone else your work and they direct it, it's different from what they, from what you perceive it is, and then when they do it, it's different.
Me and Quentin, we're like this. Yeah, I'm sorry, I never met the guy.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, Gina.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
This is your entertainment ticket, latest and greatest.